Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. I'm Junchan, and today we're working with Haskell again, and some of our ideas with regards to streaming, using the GStreamer toolkit and specifically GStreamer editing services to maybe do something like OBS using Haskell on top. So that's the sort of far-reaching ambition right here. But in practice, we've been doing setting up things on NixOS and trying to get a Haskell development environment that works. And however, last Sunday, I actually did some work on defining a schema that could be useful to think about sending control messages for the existence of an input or a source and a sink, and then maybe do the routing. So and then define scenes based on that. The goal for something like this is a little bit broader, and I was also trying to give it some what I said was hanging it to some math, but like at least making it hangable to some math maybe. So that's one of the things that is part of the overall project here. And yeah, let's see. I think last time we actually logged anything was a little bit a while back. Wow, holy moly! Is that so? I suppose it might be. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, I think I just forgot to log anything last Saturday. So maybe let's look at it a little bit. What we had in view here. We can take a look at the code, but let's take a look. So one of the ways to formulate the objective I have, apart from saying it's something like OBS and using GStreamer in Haskell, the reason why I don't want to just replicate what OBS does, I want to do something that allows to also basically build up an edited product as the stream proceeds. I suppose that's one of the ways to say it. One of the earlier ways that I was saying it is basically what is the shortest line between a 4-hour stream, that contains just a lot of content, but stuff that's not necessarily stuff where there's struggling and searching and maybe some aha moments and maybe some more summarizing moments. And how do you make all of that into a 10 to 20 minute, more compact, more better produced video that can be around a couple of topics, but is well targeted and focused. And the reason why I'm talking about shortening the path or streamlining this is that the regular way would be you do your 4-hour stream and then you then go back through it and you find moments, and then you do a traditional sort of editing work on it. But is it possible to, at the end of a 4-hour stream that is done, conscious of the fact that there's going to be a 10 to 20 minute output YouTube video, to sort of take a particular segment and be like, okay, now that's going to be for the YouTube video. And I was thinking about it lastly in terms of sort of buckets. Could you imagine that you have kind of a template or framework for the type of YouTube video you want to output? It can be quite flexible, but as the stream proceeds, you might decide, actually, this is going, or even what I'm doing right now kind of goes into this bucket, or let me consciously switch to doing some content that's going to go into maybe another bucket. So the example that I had for that was did I not make a note of this? Visibly not here, at least. Did I make a note of this somewhere in the code? I would not think so. And I didn't create a README here yet, so I must have logged some stuff, but not have them right here that I can see. Okay, let's go a little bit back in time, trying to see whether we can actually find something. So 13, so yeah, it would have been on the 6th, I think. Prototype, so yeah, it would have been here, but it's not here. Okay. Yeah, the what came up the other day was I did a kind of an intro, and I actually even highlighted it as a Twitch highlight, thinking that that would be something that could become the intro to the stream that I was doing at that point. So let's actually go and find it, because it is, I think, in the video producer, and we should be able to find it. So it would be in a clip, I suppose, right? Maybe not 22 days ago. No, it doesn't look like it would. Maybe no, as a highlight, I think it appears, yeah, like this. So why I like Kubernetes QIs, olive crashing, I wouldn't expect that it would be so far back in time either. Streaming tools, March 6th. That sounds like that would be the stream, 5 hours. And so I didn't do a highlight. Wow. Maybe I just didn't save it. That's a bit sad. Let's see. All right, I spent a lot of time. I had my drawing set up already. That must have been what has distracted me from writing a log, and maybe it was before. Huh. Okay, well, I have some idea here of what I want to do, and basically it is what I was saying, which is thinking of the final product as something that starts as a sort of an empty framework, maybe a kind of a flexible framework. You know, it could have any number of sections, probably has an intro and an outro, probably has credits and whatnot. So like more like the more graphical side of the template, you could say, and then some during the live stream, some moments are dedicated to filling in that bucket, so that it's done during the live stream, and including maybe, you know, retroactively deciding, okay, well, a bit like in the instant replay concept, or something that has just happened needs to go into a bucket. So all of this doesn't mean that there'll be zero work to do at the end of a 4-hour stream, but it should mean that actually there is much less work to do, and that maybe all of it can be done as part of the stream. So that's the broader concept, and I'm trying to bring up the tooling that would allow to do such manipulations, some of which I see as manipulations of time, which is kind of exciting. Okay, so one of the things that is part of the tooling for that, obviously, is Haskell and GStreamer, and specifically these GStreamer editing services. So when we've been working on the beginning of our Haskell code base, we've been gearing towards trying to do this, and that's been done here. And this is just so we call the project Streamline right now, and the idea is right now piggybacking on the example from the GST library, which the Haskell GST library, and we've modified it a little bit, and we've tried to run it, and I think we didn't get to completely to run it yet, so that's one thing that we want to try and get to. And then with some simple GStreamer pipeline elements like file source and decoding and so on. And then I think I tried something else. Yes. Tried something going more in the direction of the data structures that we'd be using, and started to go a little bit deeper into comonads. And all right, and the how is it called, the Haskell variants as potential elements to use in our in how we do our data types. So I should probably start cleaning that up a bit and putting it in modules so that not everything is in a single file with such very different goals here. But the idea was to build some of these data structures that are very extensible thanks to this variant concept, and use these as a way to define what our pipeline, GStreamer pipeline, would look like. So let's see if we can run this, and then I will start refactoring it. So first of all, what is our Haskell.nix setup? Okay, it's like so. So in theory, if I do nix develop, I should bring up all of the required system dependencies. Given maybe an error not to have, no, I have a lock file, so I suppose it should mean that everything is locked, despite us going to unstable for packages. Yeah, it looks like we're all right, and so in theory we already have what we need here for running. So let's hope it actually does run. Or we could actually, I suppose, build it and make an executable. But okay, we do have some compilation errors. So let's first address those before refactoring. Yeah, we were trying to show our results to try and see how we would go with these outputs, and we're bumping into the fact that we didn't have a easy to write show instance for these higher kind data types we're using. So that's, I'm not sure we're going to pick up with that. I think since I spent last Sunday going quite far to the abstract, even more than with these data types, I think I want to just sort of resolidify our base and make sure that we can actually connect the GStreamer. We can make the GStreamer examples work, and that we can actually connect not just to GStreamer but to GStreamer editing services too, and that everything is set up so that the moment where we start again playing with the data types, we actually also connecting these data types to the routing graph of the GStreamer pipeline. All right, so so I suppose if I don't if I comment this out, then it should compile. It won't print anything, because we are now I mean, it might print the fact that it wants a it wants a video file name, because that's our usage here. And then we also played a bit with our comonad, and so we have also one. And so we'll go back to this, but I'll start doing some splitting. And so one of the first thing we'll do is create a source folder and move our main file in the source folder, which is a habitual convention. We'll need to say in our Cabal file that that's where our main is now. And then we'll start creating a module, and I'll suppose I'll call the module data, or maybe model, because that's where we're trying to define where will be the high level interface for our lower layer, our lower engine layer. And so I suppose I'll call the media engine. And so we'll keep the main in here, right? But we'll move all of this into the data folder. So I think that will be up to about here. And that will be maybe routing.hs. And you might hear that it's raining pretty hard outside. Yeah, the weather's been a little bit wet. And for now, we'll take all of the heading of the file, and except we'll say that this module is the model.routing module. And we won't need this, nor this, nor this. I think that's the main thing we want from in the model. And then, ooh, wow, very noisy. And what else? Yes, and then we'll take the pipeline, the GStreamer pipeline, and we'll move this into engine. I suppose at this point it can just be engine.hs right here, and I might have benefited from doing the same thing with routing, and I probably will. So let's make a change here, and let's not create folders where we don't need them yet. We'll need them probably soon, but not now. And yeah, let's call this model. I think that might be the better way to understand at a glance what it is. And then let's also right, so this will go into engine as well. It's code that we are not using at this point, but comes from the example. And then where we need is going to be, well, probably not much of the language extension. I think most of those were needed by the model. So here, and this is called the engine right now. Okay, and so in theory HLS works, but in practice it doesn't. It could be because we need a Cabal project file. Let's echo, I think, packages dot to a Cabal project file. And let's see if restarting HLS with this is going to work or not. let's just double check. We have the Haskell module set up to with no path to yeah, it does have a path here. So let's set it up with no path because it should. Oh right, there's this idea that maybe I need to start this from the shell. Okay, let's maybe go back to this idea, except make sure it's the right one. And then I think to pick that up, we actually need to reload the window. Looks like we still have. Ah, no, that's a different error now. Is it? Request text document code length failed. The bad dependency is something that I've been banging my head on in other contexts, and I'm not sure how to solve it. But maybe we can. Right, yeah, it's not working. It's fine. I think where we ended up doing the other time is just using GStreamer. Oh, right, except it's not installed. So let's just install it with our. Oh, it's supposed to be installed because I reloaded, and so I need to do next develop, I think. Okay, let's try something that I haven't tried, which is to start VS Code from next develop, hoping that then it will take with it all the paths that are needed. Right, because if I do GStreamer here, then that works. So that'll be one other way that we check that this has worked correctly. And so let's exit. And then let's go into shared workshop and streamline. And then let's next develop from here. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, things are here. GStreamer as well. Yeah. So let's then start Visual Studio Code from here. I think that's going to be the one that is started from here. That's an interesting thing going on there. Let's okay, so it seems like it is in there, and the fact that it's hold on, yeah, okay, this is yeah, let's close this. And sure, why not? Let's put this in shared and call this embody. And yeah, this is well, we have two streamlines, and yeah, this is kind of a strange thing, but maybe that's our indication that actually we are in the shell, and it looks like, yeah, definitely we are, because GStreamer is here. So maybe we don't need to have this other window, and so now we can see whether actually HLS. Oh yes, HLS works. Amazing. That's pleasant. And so this will be indeed stuff that uses the code in a model. And so we can well, I suppose we can leave that here, and we can just import the stuff from model, right? Where is it we need? Extracts, and the truth being that we've actually just redid the interface for Comonad manually just to get warmed up. So probably all that stuff doesn't necessarily need to be done manually. We can just import the library, but let's see if we can get it at least in the same shape as it was before. And model can't be found, and that's because we need to add that to the list of modules in the cabal file. So that's all well and good, and we have a model and we have an engine. Whoopsie. Okay, and then do we need to restart LHP? We might. Output. Oh, some error. Cabal repo failed for XZ. Can't find source for model in dot. Right. So yeah, it's not in dot, and that's because we need to, in fact, say HA source there is src, and then we need to say main is main, I think. Yeah. It even gives us some redundant brackets here. Very good, very good. And then what do we have here? Are we missing text? So fine. I'm super glad that we have our development environment actually working, the HLS and all. That's really cool. Really, really cool. Okay, and here we are missing what? Variable not in scope. Main. Yeah, we're not gonna need almost any of that, but we're gonna still need some. Let's see. We do unpack. Oops. But we don't need this directly. Oh no, we do. Okay. And exit failure we do need, and system environment. It's really fast, the feedback. That's really cool. I think those are the things we don't need. Yeah. Excellent. And then we can import the engine and specifically GStreamer from it. Except without the error, and then we should be able to actually ask to run it as soon as we fixed these bugs. But this is the GStreamer 1 export. And yes, why does run loop? Is it just that I added? Oh, let's go take a look at the original code here. I might have mangled it. Haskell GI, I think. Oh yeah, I think it is actually. Is it? Yes, GST hello world it is. And oh yeah, no, it is a hash. It is hash run. So maybe we're missing some extension here. Yeah. Okay, but what are these extensions? Overloaded labels is for records, right? I think it allows to just use records. Okay, we don't have an error anymore. Overloaded strings is just to use text literals like this and decide that they're strings. Text, I mean, instead of strings, because string is very inefficient. And let's see. Sorry, I'm doing some housekeeping stuff here with making sure I don't miss chat coming up. Okay. Okay, well, let's compile, huh? And it's going to tell us that it needs some video file name, and I think we have one somewhere in videos, I think. Except we don't have that's going to be unpleasant. Oh yeah, our terminal is completely mangled here. Select default shell. Probably this guy's better, maybe. Let's see. Yes. And yeah, cabal run, and let's hope that yes, auto-completion works. Wonderful. So we can do let's say 1.mp4, right? Ooh, no, but that's not nice though. What? Okay, so maybe we cabal build. Okay. So I think maybe it's just maybe dash dash here. Oh, or maybe this tilde doesn't work actually. Okay, maybe it needs to be, yeah. Failed extracting script. Oh yeah, no, it is wrong. It is trying to run the video. So maybe I need to do cabal run streamline, and then yes. Okay, and could not create video sync. That's better, I think. That's closer to where we were before. So I'm just gonna test this. Oh, it's missing the QuickTime decoder. So I think I want more debug display right there. But also I think I have another video somewhere. So home June, and don't I have a video somewhere in there? Maybe in documents. No, I thought I had created one. Visibly not, and not on the desktop either. No. And how about over here? No. No. Okay. So it's curious. I'm pretty sure I had something somewhere. Okay, let's actually Oh yeah, right. Show recordings from OBS. Yes, that's the way to go. And so those are where? Oh, those are at the root of the home folder. Okay. So mkv. Yeah, those are the droids we're looking for. And so we'll just try to just launch one. See. Let's maybe let's maybe take that one that's the smallest and make a call it differently. Let's put it in videos because I'm always searching for it somewhere else. Sample. Videos. Yeah, I just want to rename it. What are you? Oh, I see. Yeah. There we go. So we have the sample and we can try to, well, first GST play it and sample. And it's missing the decoder as well. I see. So it looks like maybe we simply don't have, we have the GST tooling here, but not any of the plugins. So that's back to trying to see how we get that to work. I mean, hold on. I think GST inspect is supposed to tell us the plugins that are in here. We want to check that first. Oh yeah, indeed, it's not there. So maybe they're in good or something. Let's check GST plugins, Matroska. Yeah, they're in good. Okay, good. So it's all consistent, and therefore I don't know. It's maybe that's all we have to do, but I think not. I think we need to maybe put it as an extra lib, because it means that nobody's calling it, or it means maybe we should call it. Basically, that's what it means. And then in that case, let's call everyone if we can. And let's see then, are we going to have to redo Nix develop, and therefore I think probably have to exit VS Code and restart. I think so. Although it is the case that the Nix env selector plugin developer has apparently fixed his plugin with v106, so it's something we could definitely give a shot as well. I didn't think of that. Right, because then in any case right now we need to restart, we need to redo Nix develop, so we don't want to do Nix develop from inside Nix develop. So we just exit here and we just call VS Code the standard way. And then let's try to do the Nix select environment and check out the flake. And it would be nice to have output here. So I'm gonna go say thanks, and it works in the GitHub issue. I'm confused with keyboard shortcuts is what I'm doing. then we can maybe ask for a feature request. Share.mix usage. Yeah, we're not sure whether that's going to work, the applying environment here. But it could be that it's just building right now. Oopsie. Okay, I did the same muscle memory mistake, and that's going to be hard to avoid. And Control V, right? No. Okay. I suppose I can do syntax highlighting in for Nix apparently. Yeah. And let's do a feature request. Multiple folders, terminal running in an environment. I think that's the case, right? Ah, yes, good point. It should. Oh, interesting. So in fact, the terminal is not inside the thing. So maybe that's fine then. Feature request. Add output log. Yes, it is. When switching to an environment. Wow. Damn, I did the same error. I do option left to move to the previous word, and that is a GNOME shortcut. When switching to an environment, that might have problems building, the applying environment status bar spinner can go forever without the ability to look at a console at output log to troubleshoot the problem. Describe a solution you like. Other extensions use the output tab in the, what is this thing called? Panel. In the panel, to log their output. For instance, Haskell language, the Haskell extension. Right, it's what we have here. Yeah, except we don't run it. We don't we're not on a Haskell file. Yeah, that's why. Log main, log window. Yeah. So the output tab in the panel to log the output from the Haskell extension uses it to display Haskell language server launch info. Describe alternatives you considered. Well, haven't really. None. It's really not. Yeah, maybe a log file. Maybe a log file setting. Additional context. No additional context. Go. Okay. And again, thank you for fixing it. It's really nice. And yeah, I think we need to exit though here, right? Or did I do that already? I think maybe I had done that. But so it means, yeah, in theory, if the shell is not in the shell is not in the Nix environment, then I can do this. In any case, I haven't even selected an environment right now, but of course, as you saw before, if I do, then it just doesn't complete because probably it gets exactly that error. So pkgconf packages do not contain the package GStreamer DevTools 1.0. Okay, well, I suppose that's fine. We can try without it. Or did I forget to? Yeah, I didn't put it here. That's what maybe is going on. So let's keep it here and let's try to add it to our overlay. All right. Here we are overlaying the Nix packages such that when the Haskell.nix tooling works and it encounters something like I depend on this library, it's able to say, oh yes, this library, I know where it is in Nix packages. Dev tools. Hey, yes, absolutely making progress here because that is indeed the next thing we would want. And I think we want this. Oh, God. Here, base, bad, good, ugly. Base, bad, good, ugly, and then maybe libav is going to manifest itself next. That would be the logical move. No, shell for missing. Okay, I must have messed up the config somehow, but hold on, what? Doesn't seem like I did actually. Oh no, yes I did. Bad is missing a comma here. And libav has an extra one. Okay. That's misleading right there. Okay, and let's select this tab here. All right. And what we have here, we have GStreamer v1. That's what we were expecting. So all is good. Excuse me. I'm actually going to grab something a little bit warmer. I'll be right back. All right, here I am. Oh, and I didn't realize that, yeah, I had the overlay, the portrait overlay on top of things. So I removed that, plus the browser window is somehow overlaid the wrong way, and then, yeah, it's still overlaid the wrong way. Where is it? Plugins Matroska. That's the one. Yeah, okay, we're better now. And yeah, we were missing libav, and we're just doing that. libav is ffmpeg, so those are all the ffmpeg related plugins. And yeah, I hope all this works. That'd be awesome. Definitely some GST related downloads right here. That's great. Very slow, unfortunately, for some unknown reason. Yes. And oh yay. Looks like it's working. So let's select the flake environment. You know what? We might have to create a shell.nix file for the compatibility layer. This might not work by itself. So let's actually let's submit another request. Okay, xenv select support log. Yeah, let's create a feature request. Feature support Flake. SHA-4, right? Selecting a flake.next file from the environment selector drop down. Currently doesn't work. Applying environment status keeps spinning. Describe the solution like compatibility with the newer next develop shell. So I suppose for flex and next develop alternative considered. So I suppose we should test this just to make sure it works. But yeah, it's flex compat and shell.next. So I think it should get us to the flex page, and there should be this here. Looks like that's the one, I think. Yeah, that's the one. Take this, create a new file, call it shell.next. In there, call this shellnext. Save. And select environment to shellnext. Might have to reload here. Yeah, I presume we have to reload. Let's select the environment. Oh, apparently it's going straight for, I suppose, the I. And okay. It took a while. I think it's not clear whether it's activated or not. It looks like maybe it isn't. I do like the author. I'm supporting it through feature requests and detailed bug reports. Environment successfully prepared will be used after reload. Need reload. Well, I don't mind. But I suppose, okay, let's see. It's probably still loading right now. Environment shell.next. And a conflict. GStreamer DBAV not found PKG config database. Aha. So I suppose we would have that same error if we cabal build. But we need to next develop, right? I would expect that this would be faster. Yes, okay, very good. Maybe. Okay, let's search for this. And by the way, it works. So let's complete first this out scientific considered. It's possible to create a shell .nix file. That provides a compatibility layer. Okay. However, okay, yeah, that's not. However, I think it doesn't benefit from the performance improvements with Nix developed. Oopsie, I almost did it. And yes, we'll want the shell.nix just in case people search how to do this. Copy and paste. In fact, additional context not needed, but I should link this to my previous reply here. Edit updates. This works with the shell.nix compatibility layer as described here. Good. And right, so now this error message. libav is not exactly what we want. I suppose if we go check out what GStLibav contains, then we will know which pkg config to refer to. Yeah, it will have the H.264 and H.265 in it, so we do need that. And there's a pull request adding the GStLibav library, but that's all Nix world. Meaning it will pull it in, but it won't necessarily be using pkg config to look for it. So maybe that's where we want to be actually. Some people are taking advantage of the fact that the GitHub search is not good to. Oh no, this is just a GitLab fork, right? So the GitLab search is better. Oh. libav. out and dev, and it takes it just takes GStreamer baby. So maybe it's without the version number. Can try that. I think I need to exit. Yeah, next develop. Yeah, I want to know how to set the prompt for next develop. This is a bit annoying. The prompt used by the bash shell can be customized. Prompt by setting the bash prompt and bash prompt suffix settings in nix.conf or in the flex nix config attribute. Oh, well, that's nice, but that's not sufficient for me to understand how to do that. So let's well, I suppose let's go for a eye-friendly version, and then let's see, can we contribute to this? We're on the unstable channel, and is there a way to not that I can see. So I suppose we need to find the manual source somewhere. GitHub. And home manager. This is a MK docs, right? Yeah, but NUB documentation, manual for upgrading. Yeah, that's the old manual. 2 days ago. I just have houses the source file and Nix package manual, render documentation unstable. Is that the one? It is not. Old. Preface chapter. Nix package collection is a blah. Is that? Yeah, I think this doc for experimental command only exists in the new docs, so maybe we can find it. No. Maybe we can find it in broader GitHub. Yes. Excellent. All right, so that's good. So then we can find how to set bash prompt, and we can propose a link to it. Nix.conf bash prompt. Bash prompt PS1 in Nix develop shells, default empty. So it's just a regular PS1. So what is the Nix shell PS1? In Nix shell, I'm trying to get my Nix shell PS1 prompt to tell me that I'm in a Nix shell. I tried blah. Okay, let's try etsy nix.conf and oh right, I suppose I can't do this. I mean, yeah, I need to do this in configuration.nix. How's that work? NixOS configuration.nix and then nix.conf bash prompt. ZSH prompt, not what we want. Nix.conf is not here. Bash.nix, what's that? Nix command. Okay, can I see that again? In the nix.blah options. Okay, so maybe NixOS options will give us nix dot something like bash prompt maybe. No. Bash. No. Okay. Bash here. No. This is in the stable. No. So maybe prompt then. This naming of options. Such a... And it's not there either. Typically generated from the nix.star. Extra options, I bet you. Yeah. No. Okay. We have such a thing, in fact. Yeah, etsy. Well, actually, let's do it from our regular shell because we're going to need to sudo into it and extra options and bash prompt equals, and I think we saw something like ps1 and nix develop and blah. So I suppose we can submit a in fact it would be nice to, because the main reference is really the flakes, the wiki flakes entry, so probably putting an entry in there will make a lot of sense. And I have such a window open right here, so we could submit a we need to create an account, I suppose. Okay, nothing is GitHub, so that's good. Yeah, and then we can say superfast nix shell optimize the reload, and bash prompt. We can just create a section here. Just about there. Optimize the reloads, yeah, something like that. Setting the bash prompt like mixture. So illegal configuration bash prompt equals blah. Okay, so we're not there yet. Probably we can't refer to the existing prompt in there. On Nix, on NixOS, that seems to work. On NixOS, blah, right? Oh, except that I can't copy paste that because of the mouse options. So I need to set mouse minus equals a, I think. Yeah. Yeah. And obviously all this is ugly, I don't know why. That I think would be better. And yeah, I suppose we changed it and we should test it, right? Are we in the shell now? I don't even know. I'll exit. We were. Okay, let's develop. Hey, yeah. Okay, so actually it looks like the quotes is not the way to do it. So something like that. Would that work? I suppose I could echo PS1 right now and reuse that. Yeah. So we probably want a space as well, but I don't even know how we're going to do that. Is it backslash? And let's echo PS1 too, just to know. Oh, yes. Let's just rebuild. And let's also check let's auto check. Don't do that. No, stay on page. Okay. Fine. Flakes and wiki, not bookmarks. Oh boy, I did it again. Okay, yeah, no, still not where I really wanted. That's the one I wanted. Ah, damn. Okay, fine. I had another window for this. Let's use it. Tab Scalor. And yeah, I think the keep output thing. Oh, it's not there. Ah, so that's going to be useful actually to have here. Prevent garbage collection at Nix shell in VRAMF, yeah. And yeah, that we definitely don't need that. And how do we do code? We do syntax highlight. But can we do it with language next? We can. And then we close it. And then we check if our space has been taken into account here. It accept that it has the damn. Quoting is defeating us. So let's try with a single quote here. Inside the double quote is weird, but maybe the quote actually allows this. Looks like it does. Nah. So I suppose we'll have to do this is a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, I suppose I have to understand the quote syntax in the next expression language quoting. I also need to check out what's the generated it's in x.conf right there. Okay. Maybe there's a PS1 way to talk about a space. Bash PS1 space. Doesn't need to be conditional. Printing character and prompts. It's just 2 character prompt. If I modify it, set it by yellow greater than sign. Yeah, but it's still the space right there, right? Yeah. Okay, maybe Nix bash prompt space. Either start with double quotes or double single quotes. They support anti-quotation. Leading spaces are stripped with double single quotes. Well, I suppose I haven't tried the having the space, even though it's invisible. I would assume it's trimmed, but maybe I'm wrong. It is trimmed. And here, do we know if there is one? It's not clear how that is actually appearing here. So is this 3 is a backspace, actually is a space, isn't it? So maybe we put 3, or maybe I'm mistaken, but it's worth a shot. Okay. The backspace might need to be backspaced. Let's take the whole thing. First, let's check that it's properly showing up in the next. Yeah, it is. And then okay. No. Don't know how to put a backspace in there. Okay, well, let's try something. Let's try to edit this guy. No, it's not supposed to. And yeah, no, it's read only, so it's not gonna work. Yeah, Nix is pretty hardcore there. Want to prevent editing it. There has to be bash prompt for Nix examples somewhere on GitHub, maybe. Show about Nix. How about that? And this one. Bash prompt, not there. Commits, issues, prompt, bash scope. What if I put some double quotes on it? Bash prompt.sh. Power on Mac. Liquid prompt. Shop on segment for bash. Prompt.init. all this crazy thing. Okay, yeah, we've seen something like that actually in the past. Yeah, but they're not addressing it in the same way, and I suspect this bash prompt thing is just new, which is why there isn't information about it. Does Ilko publish his configuration.nix? That's just a man page. Yeah. Let's try again bash prompt, but I suppose maybe organization. Bash prompt suffix. Bash prompt suffix sounds like kind of what we want, in fact, doesn't it? Maybe we can put a space in there. I suppose it would depend on the type of that thing. What's this? The bash prompt. Suffix appended in these develop shells. Well, yeah, but the problem is that, okay, well, we can give it a shot, I suppose. Try the suffix option and maybe without this and rebuild. That's gonna make our shell a little bit crazy, but I suppose what we can also try is to just put a single space here. This is supposed to be a string, but clearly, or maybe not clearly, maybe we should report this as a bug or as a right. Okay, yeah. That's not great. But also now I'm starting to think that my feeble PS1 attempts were just wrong. That in fact there is so we did backslash. We assumed that this was yeah, it still seems like this would make sense at the end. So let's try it again. I'm not sure I actually did that properly. Certainly didn't put the backspace here. Okay, let's try. I think some of these are color codes, but God, such a little detail. And it's already 6:30. Okay, and exit here and develop and oh yeah, I still have the suffix thing instead of the regular prompt, but we can see it's still not working. It's not working. How to add a space after the PS1 bash prompt. Yeah, clearly just simply a space, huh? Okay, let's try again with the good old delimiters and try to understand what happens to them when they're converted into a Etsy nix.conf, because that might just be worth submitting as a GitHub issue. So let's check out the nix.conf. It's like so. Yeah, we don't want it conf. We don't want it as a suffix though, but we can still try it right away and see that it displays the quotes. Okay, let's submit something, and it would be in this repo, right? Yeah. Wow, 1,300 issues. That's a lot. Per project configuration in Flick.mix. Yeah. Oh. Is that a thing? That's merged. Aha. So is that the better option then? Because at least there's a .bash prompt, so we probably, since it's not going to be an extra options, then that's probably the better way. What does it really look like though? Next config, where is that? Where is the Nix config thing is the question. Config. If auto Nix configs bar. Yeah, that's just generally a bad habit. That's one of the reasons why all of this stuff is very hard to properly understand. Is that there's no context, so you don't know, you can't really copy paste it because Nick's config is, where is it coming from? And that's just a very frequent issue. So is it something at the root? Well, let's try. Let's imagine that it is. It's building some stuff. We probably need to remove our system-wide one. Yeah, so definitely is not maybe here then. When we import Nix packages, we override Nix config. Maybe that's the case. And I need to rebuild. Yeah, still not. Can't see any difference here on my shell. Nix flakes, Nix config. Okay, maybe it's somewhere in here. Nix config. It is not. Yeah, okay, come on. Fnix loop. Okay. Looks like. Oh, no way. It's a top level schema thing. Oh. Okay, well. It's very unusual. Like. Okay. For those who, like me, wondered where. Did this again. Wonder where to add the Nix config attribute. I found here. that it is a top level attribute in a flake. In a flake.next file. It has 3 top level attributes. Yeah, that's even not up to date. It's just been added. Yeah, just don't adopt this yet. Sure, but hey, we're trying things. Okay, let's give that a shot then, huh? And next develop. Yes, except it's strangeness, but yes. What's that about? No idea. Also, no idea whether space is going to actually work, but we just don't make it a suffix. How about that? Maybe we do this and this. Let's try that. But at least it works, right? So it's used like so. Yay! We did it. We have a space in our thing. And yeah. And for those. Okay. And yeah, so wiki page edit shall be different. Setting the bash point like in Nextshell. You can well, yeah. Oh, I should have kept the syntax highlighting things. Boom. And that's the good thing, I suppose. It doesn't have to have an XOS recipe and a non-XOS recipe. And however, yeah, actually, also we want to submit a pull request to the manual. Oh, hey, Countdoran, how's it going? Yeah, my next setup is going pretty well. I'm starting to definitely level up in all next things. I'm making like just a little break actually to contribute back to the Nix documentation. Look at that. You've made me not just a convert, but a contributor. So Yeah, I've been looking at how I've been using like some of the bleeding edge stuff, like the flakes. I don't know if you've been using that. And something very recent is that it's possible to, if you use flakes, then you have this command called nix develop that's equivalent of nix shell, and it's supposed to be faster. And it didn't change my prompt like nix shell does, and that was really bothering me because I didn't know whether I'm in a shell or not. But now I do, because I found out about this new thing, and I commented on how it's actually set up, and I was about to make a wiki contribution on the Flakes page so that others can find out how to do it. So a new experimental feature of Flakes allow to set up a bash prompt per flake. And so how do we do linking in this world? I don't know. I'm just gonna paste first an experimental feature flake. I'm gonna paste the link and search for HTTP, I suppose. Yeah, that's the syntax. Okay. Okay, I think I get it. And then go back to my shell thing, the fastnix shell, diranv, bash prompt like that. Yeah, I'm setting up that bash. Let's not capitalize this. The bash prompt like nix shell. New experiment allows, yeah, so new experimental. Right, yeah, okay. So a new experimental feature of flakes. How come I didn't see the chat message as well? It's not right. And oh, and it looks like my screen is acting up again. I need to show this instead. Okay, I suppose that's when I do my my mistake with the keyboard shortcut and my Windows goes away from the main screen, then OBS loses it. Not the best. Okay. And so what are we doing? A blood new experimental feature of flakes allow to set up a bash prompt per flake. Otherwise, it's also possible to set the nix develop bash prompt system-wide, and let's refer to the documentation, even though we couldn't quite make it work the way we wanted. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, using I think nix.extra options. So in the nix.conf. So where was this? Yeah, I think we can link to this. Maybe is that a linkable spot? What with so little? It doesn't look like it is, unfortunately. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, so it's fine. And boom, using the nix.conf option, bash prompt. On NixOS, I think it requires what did we call was nix.extra options. It is set in nix.extra options. But I think I need to submit another issue for the configuration. The nix.extra options thing, I think it's not quite right. Nix search options, extra options, nix.extra options, right? Yeah, this guy and this guy. So wherever this lives, NixOS packages will submit an issue. Maybe extra options. Additional text appended to nix.conf. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine actually. Yeah, maybe I don't need to reference this file. Bug report, I think so. Cannot set white space at end of nix.x end of bash prompt. So damn it, I did that. I did the keyboard shortcut again. Okay, I need to deactivate that keyboard shortcut. More distractions, but it's just how it is. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to reset this up all the time, which I will forget. And plus, it's quite annoying, really. This where am I here? Nix packages, new issue here. And right, so keyboard shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts, and so which one am I using here? It's not navigation. This is too small. I'll actually need to turn my my light on. I'll be right back. In fact, I'll take a little break and be back in 5 minutes. Okay, and I'm back. And right, we're looking at moving windows, and I think this is it, right? All the Shift Super suite of keyboard shortcuts are the ones that are giving me trouble, I believe. So let's try this. I think this is super. So yeah, we're moving to the workspace above and below through this. What happens there, by the way? Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, and then so shift. So it's supposed to be shift and super to do left and right and move the windows to. Oh no, that's to move windows one monitor left. Right. So this was just super by itself, and I think super by itself. I'll just bring that here, this view, whatever that's called. Launcher, hide all normal windows, super tab, super and home. I don't see super by itself. Super N S space down. Yeah, that's it. So is it super left and right? If you split on left and if you split on right. New shortcut or backspace to disable the keyboard shortcut. Let's disable it, and let's disable this guy too. And then C. Yes, I think that's good. I think right, except I think I use it also with the shift. So let's deactivate the shift super left and right as well. Okay. Yes. And yeah, it won't work, but it won't break anything, and that's what we want. Okay. That's good. Little by little, fixing all the things. And talking about fixing all the things, we're submitting an issue here. Cannot set yes, so cannot set trailing white space, I think would be the proper with bash prompt in NixOS Nix.extra options. I think that's the thing. Clear, concise description of, well, that's pretty much most concise I can think of. To reproduce, do yeah, in configuration that we're going to need to set mouse again. Okay, change configuration .nix to all right. I had this thought during the break, which is that which connects to, okay, so more digression here, but it's I need to capture this. Oh wow, where did my other windows go? Nowhere. They don't have any other Visual Studio windows anymore. Oh, okay, not a huge deal, not a huge deal. Presence is what I would like, please. Thank you. And here today, right? So yeah, so UX, this idea of buckets, right, that I talked about in the beginning, and yeah, there's this idea of intron and extron. I've talked about this in a previous stream, but I think it's becoming clearer. It's basically really a digression tracker, which I'm doing right now, right? I'm actually doing a digression inside a digression, which goes back to the project we're working on. But if I'm able to track this, then I can cut the digressions and maybe make them their own little things. Digressions can be cut from the main, let's call it project, right? But can become their own little sub-projects. That's the good thing about it, right? And so projects would have buckets, or yeah, segments, I think might be the better way to say it. Which need to be filled. Could be flexible or dynamic, right? Like 1 to 3 sections, for instance, right? In one project / video. Need to be filled. Can be focused such that ongoing content targets it, whatever that means. Which could be either something like the current ongoing content is related to that bucket, and then will need to be edited or cut, or we trigger that we punch in a segment. I suppose we punch in and out. Okay, that's good. Closing back the digression that was in fact looping onto itself. I should note that because this is fun. It's definitely the case. Digressions can loop back onto the initial topic, i.e. I digress from the main topic, digress again in the digression, then digress, but this time I'm back to the main topic, but then popping back the stack. But popping back the stack means going that once that loop back digression is done, I go back to the nested digression before. I suppose I can number them. So main topic would be 0, and digress from the main topic 0 to subtopic 1. Digress again in the digression to subtopic. It doesn't need to be a subtopic. It can be any topic too. So let's say topic 2, and let's not call this a. If it's a digression, then it's actually not a subtopic. Then digress, but this time it's back to the main topic, and maybe that's a kind of a 0 point something. In fact, maybe that's a subtopic. It is, in fact, because it's the UX subtopic right here that we're in. God, this is so awesomely self-referential. This is actually, this is here, this is UX. Oh my God, I'm looping into a vortex of self-referential time and I'm loving it. Popping back to the stack means that once the loopback declaration is done, and that was the 0.3 one, I go back to the nested declaration before, which is topic 2. And in our case, topic 2 is the bug report, and topic 1 is topic 1. I think is the wiki edit. Okay, I need to anchor this. The Nix wiki edit, and this is the bash prompt. All of this is in fact linked to a bash prompt digression. So I suppose topic 2 was in fact a subtopic of topic 1 in this case. So let's make it the case. Topic 1 is actually the bash prompt, and then I did some digress with 1.2 and next wiki edit, and I digress again to 1.3. The extra options get issue, right? And then I digress, and but then I'm back on topic somehow. Oh boy, that's fun. And this I'm going back to 1.3, which is the extra option get issue, and we are here. Yes, so if I do bash prompt here, then, and I say like something like next develop space. I think saying it with a simple quote is the simpler way. Then NixOS rebuild switch, and then Nix develop. Oh no, this happened again, but I didn't lose my thing this time. So slightly different mistake. And we'll also backtick this. Reproduce the behavior. Will show a prompt with the single quotes. Same with double quotes. Not using quotes trims the white space at the end. So we will show quotes next develop space quote. Sorry about that. Expected behavior. Either surface the bash prompt. Option in the Nix attribute set, or provide a syntax for properly escaping white space in extra options. And I did it again because Shift also does this. I'm not out of the woods with my stuff. Yeah, sure. I can provide a screenshot. It's always nice, and it has a visual component. This thing. Okay, bash prompt equals, let's say, exactly what we said. Next develop space blah and rebuild. And let me mute for a second. All right, and next develop from here should. Oh, right, of course, we are now using the. Oh boy. Okay, fine. I need to actually remove this here such that I can do the reproduction. Oh, I don't know how to do screen caps in Linux, in GNOME. Okay, let's learn that because I use this all the time. GNOME 3, screenshot area. (2014). Okay. Debian using GNOME. Alt print screen to take a screenshot of a current active window. So, okay, so let's create a new terminal window specifically for this. Let's make it tiny, and then let's say, let's go to shared workshop and streamline, and then next develop, and there we go. And then we alt print screen, alt. And then we try to paste that in the GitHub issue and pray that it works. It's here. Sub, whatever that is. How about backspace paste? Yeah. Not working. Okay, so where does this thing go? Delete screenshot, take a screenshot. Okay, right, supposed to go to desktop. Is that where it is? Non-documents and screenshot. Okay, yeah, I see it. So let's close this and let's go to issue and then put this here. All right, is this working? Yeah, it is working. Okay, good. And meta maintainer, the list of the offense package module. Oh yeah, I suppose I can. It's not easy. Damn, please didn't disappear. Okay, good. Okay, good. I think we had that somewhere, right? Right here. Nix. Oh, demon. Is that? That's strange. But yeah, no, it's not here. So okay, bash prompt. I think I followed the yeah, I followed the Nix search option. So it is in the the extra options. It is there. Okay. And so how do we know? Meta maintainer list. No maintainer here. Okay, so let's blame and check it out. Extra options, right? Extra options. Convert Nix daemon Nix options. Lots of missing option types. 12 years. Wow, that's a long time ago. Don't refer to deprecated option analysis. Yes, who was pinged on this particular commit? Let's maybe just add this gentleman. Yeah, okay, that sounds correct. And Nick shell must be for blah. Okay, fine, you can do that if you'd like. Exit and things and maintain information. Yeah, don't know. I'll keep it like that and we submit. Ooh, it takes some effort to be a good open source citizen, but it feels good. Okay, and here I think it's set to Nix extra options. Yeah, and then we just provide a summary. Propose new section on setting bash prompt for Nix develop. And let's show the preview. See if we don't make any mistakes. Setting the bash prompt like Nix shell. New experimental feature of flakes. Allow to set up bash prompt per flake. Boom. Right, it's also possible to set the Nix develop bash prompt system wide in the nix.conf bash prompt. Yeah, that sounds all correct. So let's save the changes. What is the package manager on NixOS? Yeah, that's a good question, but we don't know that. Maybe we say that this is the settlement then again. And we save the changes. It's probably more like EL code to be honest, but what's up? Why can't I save? Your edit including external links. Candy asked you to answer the question directly. What is the package manager of NixOS? Oh, I see. It's a human, it's a bot test. Okay, the package manager of NixOS. That should be Ilco, isn't it? Oh boy, what's going on? NixOS, GitHub. Is it in Nix packages? It might be in Nix packages. NixOS and default, and this has meta maintainers. Not here. It does. Lib maintainers. No. Maintainers. I think that's the tooling for maintainers. I fall into all of the little nooks and crannies. I mean, I think it's Yoko, right? Okay. Oh, the package manager, not the maintainer. Okay, that's what saves. All right, we make a contribution. Setting the bash prompt back next show. Awesome. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get back into the habit since I feel like I'm a little bit distracted, but I'm also doing good stuff, but I'm also a little bit distracted. I'm gonna go back into the habit of checking the things that we did. You know, done. I'll be right back. Yes, so getting back into the habit of completing some of these little tasks that we've been doing all along. So first of all, I suppose we got Haskell language server to work. Hold on, I'll be right back. Yes, so we got Haskell language server to work. Also the Nixenv selector, but with the compat layer. We submitted a couple of feature requests for the Nixenv selector. And we then we worked out how to change the next develop prompt, and based on that we submitted some documentation in an issue and in the wiki about it, and also submitted an issue about next extra options. Okay. So let's check all of these things, because we have done them, even though it wasn't very focused on streaming, but sometimes that's how it is. You need the tooling to be working properly before you go into the actual content of stuff. Okay, so let me just pop back the stack there. Here, right, where we were was trying to see which package name would GStLibAV create, because that's what would then allow us to Cabal run in here. So let's right, I need to reactivate the proper way and deactivate the way that doesn't work for the prompts, and I'll just I'll just delete it right there. I really need it, especially now that we've submitted the issue. And I think here we can next develop. Yes, we can. And then we can Cabal run. And it is fast, and that's nice. And I think, yeah, that's where we say, that's where we got GStreamer lib AV any not found in the package config database. Can we list all? And then can we grab? Yes, we can list all. And then we can grab libav, right? It's not there. Lots of GStreamer things. Just validate. Is it GStLibAV? Maybe it is. Let's try. And then like that next. GStLibAV. And yeah, I think we need to exit the shell. I wonder if we can refresh the shell from inside the shell. I wonder also if the shell actually nests. Build and GStLibAV, no, doesn't appear. So let's nix REPL. But what do we want to nix REPL? We want to nix REPL. Can we nix REPL dot? No, we can't. Maybe nix. Maybe we just want to nix REPL nix packages dot. That might actually work. Or maybe we didn't even need the dot after that, but maybe the dot is also fine. Yeah, no, we probably. Actually, that doesn't even work. But that's fine. We kind of want to go into GST all. One, I think. It's not a derivation. And I feel like this is the old syntax, right? Oh, I'm doing develop. Why am I doing develop? I need to do REPL. Okay. Okay, this doesn't exist. I think yeah, how about flake.next? And what do you have here? Right, and so actually I think input dot next packages dot gst no, I think we need to import those. Maybe not. Maybe we need to follows. That represents an absolute path. So maybe it's in outputs. In fact, maybe we're in the wrong place. Outputs dot next. No. And yeah, we only have these configs here. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do that. So let's just try and import next packages instead. Still some stuff we definitely don't know how to do. Ah, right. That's the way, isn't it? Yeah, except I think we want to do this, right? So that is lazily evaluated, and then finally we get there. And it is indeed GST libav. And what can we know about that? I suppose we can show it, print it. The result of the evaluation, that's the type. Open the evaluation editor. That's not a bad idea, actually. Doesn't work though, but P. It doesn't work either. Interrupted by the user. It's not true. That is a lie. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try to next develop. Can we minus P here and say next packages hash gst all one dot gst libav? Is that possible? No. You could do that in the shell, right? Redirect. It's the build environment of gstlib, but that's not really what we would want. Add a path input from. Use the input of the specific flag as registry entries. Still not that. Install phase. I suppose. Yes, that sounds actually reasonable. And then we can pkg config and see what's in there. Yeah, it looks like it wasn't installed yet. It also could be that the nixpkg config is not the same one that we're getting here through Haskell.next, really. It is quite slow. GStLibAV. It is just it's the source, and then it builds. It actually does build from source, doesn't it? I mean, it might be in the cache for us, but maybe it's actually ffmpeg. Or should we just call it ffmpeg? I mean, this has to, it outputs more than ffmpeg. It outputs the plugins that allow to communicate with ffmpeg. So the fact that libAV is ffmpeg doesn't mean that GStLibAV is ffmpeg. No, we can't really replace ffmpeg here. I think I'm going to need to set up some kind of VPN on a server that has good connectivity with, because this will throttled somehow there. I think it's getting it from the cache, but yeah, we're throttled. We're clearly throttled. Quite unpleasant. Okay, I think I will wrap it up here. This is going to take another 10 minutes, I think, and I am quite hungry. So I might come back later. I might come back tomorrow, but it's good. We did some more tooling things. We'll get back to Haskell. We'll get back to the project as well. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.